Welcome back to the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series Asia Finals. We are now moving into game number 2 between Samsung.RorO and CJ.herO. It's going to be going down on Cloud Kingdom. Hero just took a very fast game number 1.
Yeah, that was a powerful build. And in fact, RorO was saying Sagi after the game, and that's like what you say when you're basically saying, like, oh, you cheated.
I don't know how, I mean, how could RorO have stopped that, right? Like,
I think he had the right idea with trying to delay with Zerglings while getting spines and sacrificing his third. I think he needed to have all his Zerglings up there. Maybe he needed to go Roaches instead of just Lings, though. But definitely the Spine Crawlers were a huge step in the right direction.
Oh, Hero's at the left side. We've got RorO at the right side.
And Hero's doing one of these builds where you make your pylon in your main base, and that placement isn't normally where you put it if you want to put your forge there. It could be like a gateway expand.
You generally put it a little closer to the top of the Nexus? Or do you actually put it at the front of the
normally put it
ramp?
under the, if you're going to do like a forge in the main, we normally see Protosses put it behind the minerals. In case they do like a 6-pool, then they can fan out their buildings correctly so that their probe line is corrected with the cannon, or safe by the cannon, and they can put gateways down and stuff like that.
Okay. So, yeah, we saw the game that we saw, the in-base forge, was similar positioning to this, touching the Nexus.
This could be like a Sase expand, though. Sase he does his pylon in his main, and then he goes for the Nexus and then the pylon down at the expansion. And it's like he has it timed out just right that he can stop all sorts of Zergling rushes with it. And obviously with the 6-pool or something, he has his pylon in his main, so he's not going to take much damage. But we'll see. I think he'll just make the forge in the main. That's really what's popular right now.
Yeah, going for that Nexus first, not worried about any surprises. Obviously he wasn't able to scout, but RorO has not been a player that really does that surprising of things. He's got quite a few surprises up his sleeve, but we haven't seen that yet. Following up with the 16-pool after getting down his natural expansion, of course. As we said earlier, the in-base forge has begun. Actually, he's placed that forge very far away from the pylon, over on the far left side of the minerals.
And with that forward pylon out there, you will be able to make his cannon, his gateway, all that jazz. So it looks like this is going to be a successful fast expansion. RorO probably won't even make more than 2 Lings. The 2 Lings would be just to chase the probe around, scout the map out, make sure no shenanigans are happening.
And as we wait to see what RorO's going to do, is this going to be a very standard game, or is he just going, well, next comes the Queen, and the second Queen as soon as we see that hatchery finish up. Yeah, there it is. He's also got 4 Lings on the way. So instead of going and taking the third, instead he went to build 2 Queens at once.
Yep, and, that's all totally fine. Totally
it's all
standard.
Relative.
Yeah.
Everything is relative.
I guess so. We're all related.
We're all each other.
We're all each other. We all have molecules from Genghis Khan in us.
Aye, man.
Well,
one love, Artosis, and we're watching it.
One love? What, StarCraft? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm totally with you on that. I get you there, Rob. Okay, so, this is... One second, guys. Okay. Anyways, RorO is not taking a third base here. So he's going to go ahead, throw down a couple gases in that main, and he's going to be teching up into something. Now, I don't think it's any sort of all-in. I think he's just going to go 2-base tech here, most likely. Now, what will it be? Will it be Mutas? Will it be Infestors?
I'm not a big fan of 2-base Infestor.
I'm not a big fan either, actually. I prefer actually 2-base
Mutas.
I like it a little bit more.
Wow, so many drones.
Yeah, that's a lot of drones in production. But of course, he knows that Hero can't move out soon. Yeah. Down goes the layer, and a third gas does go up. We'll see the...
Oh, I was just going to say the Robo. The Robo for Hero is on the way.
Yeah, for all we know, he could be doing the same build as before.
Well, yeah. Well, if it ain't
not
broke,
as powerful
don't
here,
fix
though.
it.
Not as powerful here, because you need more than 2 force fields
to
block while you attack the natural.
Right.
And based upon the fact that there's no third hatch, which he hasn't, last game he worked so hard to sneak out a probe to see if there was a third hatch, because obviously you need that third hatch to be there. to be able to do the build he was doing. But with this second cannon going up and the fact he hasn't really pushed it, he basically knows what's going on. He knows there's something weird going on.
Where is that second cannon placement? Did you see where he threw it?
Yeah, right at the choke point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be probably Muta, but he does throw up the evolution chamber. We'll see in just a second as that layer finishes up. And
I wonder, is that
infestation?
Is that for him to get +1? So he's going to go +1.
Probably +1 melee attack.
Ling, yeah,
That's
Ling
my
infestor.
guess. Yeah. Well,
no, man. Little do we know he's only using the infestation pit so that he can get his hive. And from his hive, he's just going for 10-minute adrenal glands.
Sick. Sick build.
Never seen this before.
And he's actually making 2 more overseers. So right now he's thinking, oh my god, must be DTs?
Huh.
I guess.
But in fact, it is not. We see that the Robo Bay has been built.
He doesn't think that, I guess, at
No,
all. Kind of interesting the way he's going about it. He's scouted pretty well, actually, with his overseer. And, of course, we do have a Warp Prism coming out, as well as a Twilight and a Robotics Bay.
Oh, whoa. And he is building a macro hatch, right, to support that Ling production. And then he's also taking his third as well. Oh, very nice.
Yeah, these are good choices by him, actually, because he's going to have to produce a lot of Lings, so he needs a macro hatch, he needs a third base, obviously. He spent his money getting his tech up, getting his drone count reasonable. So, good choice to go up to these 4 hatches.
Oh, and over here, 3 more gates from CJ.herO. He's now warping in lots of stalkers. We do see Blink on the way, and that +2.
Mm-hmm. And
green is 2. Right?
He has the Robotics Bay, but he's getting Blink and +2. So how is he going to afford Colossi? If he gets any Colossi, I think it might just be 1 Colossi.
He's going to get like 1, right?
Yeah, maybe without Thermal Lance, just to add that splash damage he needs against Lings. I think that's what he's going to do, because he has to buy a lot of Stalkers, considering how much he spent on this.
RorO does lose, I think, 1. Was it just an Overlord, or was it one of the... Probably just an Overlord there, but no big deal for him, because it doesn't affect him really at all. Just following up with more drones over there. 1 big round coming out.
All right, so, he does start Thermal Lance. That's going to really cut into his Stalker count for this Blink and +2, but
so a lot
he
of
is taking
gateways,
a third base, so it looks like it's not going to be any sort of timing attack or anything like that.
Now, a lot of those gateways are going to be unused, right, for a good chunk of time. When you start that Thermal Lance, like you're missing several Warpins.
Yeah, if you want to try to keep up with your Warpins, there's going to be a little bit more Zealots there, but he's definitely not utilizing his Warp Gates to their fullest. It's more like he added them so he can have the production. If you add the Nexus and then the Gates, sometimes a strong attack can catch you off guard a little bit without the units you need.
Now we are seeing the 6th and final gas, for right now anyway, being filled up by RorO. He's finishing up that extractor over there at the 3rd. He's also just started the Spire. Are we going to see a really quick hive?
Well,
yeah, there it is.
Yes, indeed we are, Rob. And, well, he's on 3 base, going for the hive, and this is kind of reminding me of when Mia played against Creator, where it's a very fast infestor build into the 3 base. I mean, he's likely to take a 4th relatively soon, but only for gas purposes. Like, he's not going to care about it all that much. He needs to bank a little bit more gas. He's probably going to have to end up just turtling his 3 bases and saying, forget everything else. I'm trying to stay alive here while I get up to that monsterful tech.
Yeah, he's just going to do this super fast aim for Broodlords ASAP. We saw him do something relatively similar in his matches against Seed. RorO is not afraid to tech really hard.
No. Well, I mean, this is a strong unit composition that HERO's going for.
He did this last time, too, where he only built like 3 Corruptors. 3 or 4 Corruptors for a bit. Yeah. And then you wait, and then you add on another 3, apparently. He ended up at 7 Broodlords, actually, building simultaneously once he got there. So we're not going to see a whole lot of other production out of him because you need so much gas and minerals.
Yeah. Well, I like...
Are a currency. That is a lot of Corruptors.
Yeah, I think he's going to use those to kill off Colossus first, because this attack is going to be brutal. This is a very strong attack timing here. It's only +2 on the attack upgrade, but with 3 Colossus and a bunch of Stalkers and a little bit of Sentries, it's going to be hard to clean up. And in fact, he's only adding 2 spines, so